All right, greetings everybody from S4 Tampa. We're here with the CEO of Cyolo, Almog Apirion. Welcome.
Hi, great to be here.
So you have some new announcements this week, but I wanted to understand a little bit of story beyond Cyolo. Why did you start it? Give us a little bit about your background.
Yeah. I'd love to. So first of all, I like to call myself a recovering CISO. I'm coming from the other side. I'm a security practitioner. I led security for a global corporate in the hardware industry, and prior to that, I was in charge of the Israeli Navy cyber unit. Basically, I was in charge of cybersecurity from A to Z back in the day. So I was a customer of solutions like Cyolo for more than 50 years. So maybe I can share about two reasons that made us realize that there is a gap in the market that should be covered.
Sure.
First of all, what we do in Cyolo, we provide secure remote privileged access to cyber-physical systems. Mm-hmm. And we do it in the way that is most suitable to cyber-physical needs, which are different from, any other IT environments. So I'll start with maybe my quest back in the days.
Sure.
For secure access tool that is implementing zero trust. So
right.
I met a lot of vendors, I met a lot of startups back then. I asked all of them basically one question. Can you guys access my network without anyone in my team even familiar with it? So I heard a lot of long answers, and it's usually the right cue to call the bluff. And I heard that, we have ISO 27K, we have SOC 2, we never tend to do things like that, and so on. But I had to understand better, so I asked, hey, you guys are holding my access policies and my encryption keys, so you most probably can access my network. And then I basically realized that a lot of the existing solutions are not providing the value that is expected, because I think that every vendor that is holding the keys and the doors to all of his customers is just transforming himself to a very appealing target for attackers, and I think that it's not a good idea. It's even worse when you think about the needs of cyber physical, right? There's a huge difference between remote access to your ERP system, which is one thing, but try to think about technician connecting to a nuclear plant in order to provide maintenance and support, right? So this is not access that you want to allow being stolen.
So it sounds like the cybersecurity industry is complicating the zero trust. What's the simplest path for industrial companies to adopt it effectively?
So it's a great question. I think that good solutions should support any existing environment and should minimize change management. I truly believe that change management is the biggest enemy of security. And so the fact that you can address cloud-connected, cloud-averse, and offline environments from the same tool, and you get the access layer, but also the identity layer, because there's only one way to do secure connectivity nowadays.
Right.
Everything is hyper-connected. Nothing is going to remain air-gapped and isolated, right? So the only way to do secure connectivity nowadays is to rely on digital identity, and this is what we are basically doing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. So VPNs are still widely used in OT environments. Mm-hmm. Is there an alternative for that?
So VPN are, so what we see quite a lot is a lot of organizations had to open up their air-gapped and isolated environments during COVID because they had to keep the business running. And what we see quite a lot is VPNs that were routed into OT, bunch of jump boxes, some PAM instances on top of it, some MFA solutions on top of it, file transfer solutions on top of it, session recording solutions that are stitched on top of it. We basically see 9 different legacy services that are serving this risky remote access. So we are basically consolidating all of these legacy functions in order to provide customers with better security, better operational agility, which is a big thing because, again, the most secure system in the world is something that no one is using, right? So first of all, you need to have something that is simple enough and easy enough to use, and something that the end users will like.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, people just want to do their job, right? So
right. And on the same note, right, cyber protection should protect system, but when does it start getting in a way of operation, and how do you balance the security, usability, without making access a bottleneck?
It's a great question. I think that every security leader in the planet, like the number one job or number one objective for every security leader in the planet is to find the right balance point between enabling the business and securing the business, right? Mm-hmm. To say no to everything won't work, right? And to allow things to happen without security is not a good idea. So to find the right balance point is something that is really important. So I think that a lot of security practitioners used to think that, hey, I have this triangle of trade-off between security, the operational overhead, and productivity and user experience, which means that we get used to think that if you're improving one, you're going to pay with the two others.
Right.
And we are kind of breaking the equation. We are showing to the market that you can improve security, you can improve your operational overhead pretty significantly, and you can also make your end users happier and make things way simpler for them.
Got it. Thank you for those insights. Now, do you feel there is one area that in a security gap in the industrial environment that isn't getting enough attention?
I think that we are supporting a space that is in transition, and I think that flexibility is key because, the space is shifting. Let's think about, the new method of work around cyber-physical, right? So we know that today operators are operating remotely after COVID, and tomorrow they are going to use AI in order to do their job. So a lot of articles are talking about human, AI, and machine. Right. So I don't know about you, but when I'm driving anywhere, I'm using Google Maps, even back home.
Same here. Yes.
I know the way.
Every continent.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I know the way back home, right? But I get used to use this tool, right? So I'm not thinking anymore. So try to think about, an operator in the field that is consulting with, let's call it AI service. After 10 times, I'm going to look at what this tool is providing me back. But what about after 200 times, right? We tend to blindly trust things that are working for us. Right. So now, instead of, in order to do pretty sophisticated attack, nowadays you need to get in order to, stick something in the plant if you want to do something, exotic. But try to think about someone that is consulting with AI tool, an attacker that is making the user or the operator think that is interacting with the AI tool, but is interacting with the attacker. So the attacker can make him run commands that will make things explode, right? So there's some kind of a psychological vulnerability. We are human beings. We get used to things. We get used to technological, improvements. Right. And it also introduces a lot of risks that we put our mission to solve. Because again, it's not about blocking everything or allowing everything. You need to enable the business and secure the business. That's the game, basically.
Right. So identity-based security is the foundation of secure access today. What do you feel is the next evolution identity-based security look like, and how will it reshape this OT security?
Yeah, great question. So I think that the next thing is not only how humans are communicating with machines. I think that the next stage is machine to machine. And this communication between machines should be done with digital identity as well. So this is the next chapter for the company. This is one of the things that we are going to release towards the second half of this year, to support machine-to-machine secure communication that is based on digital identity that is verifiable, right? That you can verify who is behind this, connectivity in the other side. So.
Thank you, Almog. And if you're in the audience, have questions for him, stay tuned, ask the questions. We'll be happy to get someone in his team to answer them. And stay tuned as we follow the updates of Cyolo. Appreciate it.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.